Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Danielson calling, well, not calling, but doing this review from Charleston, South Carolina, United States, from my home. You already know what this review is by the title, but before I get to the review, I wanted to do a little shout out first to some people and some fragrance Facebook groups. The reason I'm doing this is because when I do a review, I post them in a lot of other groups, and a lot of other fragrance groups let me do this and let other people do it also. And a lot of those people that form that group or they're administrators of that group are also fragrance reviewers, but they let me do it and let other people post in their groups. So I just wanted to give a shout out to y'all and just a little thank you for letting me and us do that. I'm not going to mention any names because there's a couple of fragrance groups that I'm not sure exactly who started the group and who the administrators are, so I'll just name off the groups that let me do this. Fragcom Bangladesh, Redolescent Reviews, Fragrance Nostalgia, J Royal, Emporium of Scents, Powerhouse Kings, Fragrance Guru Nation, Fragaholics, Frag Addicts, Chaos Brotherhood, and Gent Scents Family and Friends. I just want to say, give a shout out to y'all and just show my appreciation for letting me and other people post their reviews in your group. But anyway, on to the review. You already know what this is, but yeah, I'm finally doing it. I'm finally doing Pino Silvestre. This has been around since 1955, and so it's been around quite a while. It is a EDT. The perfumer was Lino Vidal. I think you pronounce his name right. I might be saying it wrong, but Lino Vidal. But a lot of people don't know this. This is from Italy, and it is niche. So this is actually considered an Italian niche fragrance. Yes, I do my homework before I do reviews. I want to know as much about it as I can before I actually do a review on it. Presentation is pretty good, pretty cool. This is actually a really solid box. This is actually pretty thick and a pretty solid box. It's got your little pine tree there, and it's green like a pine tree needles. But it's actually a really sturdy box. I wasn't sure exactly what to think about this bottle when I first got it. I knew it was supposed to be a pine cone, but I just think it's pretty cool. I've gotten to, it's sort of grown on me. I've gotten to like this. This is actually fun. I mean, this is a fun bottle and a fun fragrance to me. I don't think fragrances have to be, all serious and elegant all the time. It's just nice to do something fun and have a nice, fun fragrance. And I don't know if y'all remember me doing a review on a Demeter pumpkin pie a while back, but I thought it was a good idea to actually get something that a fragrance is supposed to represent. So I actually went out and got a pumpkin pie to compare that fragrance to, and I think it might have been a little bit corny, but I don't know, it was just fun to do that. So I thought I would do it again. What would be a good comparison to compare this to as far as a review? So I went out and got a pine cone. I actually went out and got a pine cone. Sort of like the bottle sort of looks a little bit like a pine cone too. But there was a problem. Do you know what this pine cone smells like? Absolutely nothing. I don't think I've ever, even as a kid when I was climbing pine trees, I don't think I actually ever smelled a pine cone. So I didn't know, but this actually smells like nothing. It smells like a piece of paper. So I was like, crap, man, there goes my my little experiment, my little comparison. But I got an idea. I went back out and got some pine needles. I was like, well, maybe this will work. Do you know what this smells like? A pine tree. So this will work. The pine cone sucks because it doesn't smell, but this will work brilliantly to compare it to this. And does it smell like? Does this fragrance smell like pine needles? Well, I already know, but let's find out. The sprayer is actually really good, but the problem is the first time you spray it, it's really hard to spray, but after it clicks, it'll like spray really well, and it sprays out a massive amount of spray. 2 sprays will do it. That's like, I know you didn't see it because I got a crappy cell phone, but it sprays out a heck of a lot of fragrance, more than I think any bottle that I have. But let's compare this with pine needles and not a pine cone. Smells like a pine tree. It's pretty damn close. It is. It's pretty damn close. This fragrance actually has pine in it, but the difference is the opening has a lot of citrus in it. It has that citrus blast. So it's actually, the opening is a combination of pine and citrus, that lemon bergamot, and I'll go over the notes in a minute. I went on through Granica to look at the notes, and it just didn't seem right to me. So I actually went to this website called Mavive, I believe. It's the parent company of this. So I got the notes from them, and it makes a little bit more sense to me. Top notes: bergamot, lemon, bitter orange. Heart notes: pine, thyme, clary sage, lavender, cloves, alpine juniper berries. Base notes: cedarwood, sandalwood, amber, and musk. Now, as far as the opening, I absolutely get that lemon. It's got a really strong lemon pine combination. So it's actually an interesting scent. I actually sort of like it. In the heart notes, you got the pine, thyme, clary sage, lavender, cloves, juniper berries. I absolutely get those herbs, the thyme and clary sage, and maybe not so much cloves, but I do get those herbs. Now, as far as the lavender, I don't really get much floral or lavender from this at all. Maybe a little bit in the dry down, but the alpine juniper berries, I've never smelled those before, so I can't tell you if I smelled alpine juniper berries in this fragrance. As far as the dry down, there's a lot more wood or woods scent in this besides just pine. I do get that cedar wood, amber and musk not so much, but I do get that sandalwood. That sandalwood is really, really nice in the dry down. I think it smooths all those, like, not really harsh scents, more of a sharp pine, herb, and all those things. That sandalwood smooths all that stuff out, so it's actually really pleasant dry down. I think I'll like the dry down a lot better than the opening, even though the opening is nice. I was hesitant to do this review at first because when I first got it and started wearing it, I was like, it's okay. It's just all right. It smells like pine. But the problem with that was it was more like right before I go to work or right before I went to work, I would like spray it on and just like run out the door and not really pay attention to what the fragrance actually was. So all my reviews, before I do review, I spent a little bit of time with this, and my mind has changed about this a bit. The night before last, I got home and I laid in bed, put on some really cool music, Sade, and just laid in bed. And I took this fragrance in and sort of thought about it and sort of took it in and experienced it. And I experienced things and smelled things that I didn't before, like those herbs and that sandalwood and the dry down. So my opinion has changed about this. I do pick up a lot more stuff now than I did before, and I'm glad I did this review, because if I didn't do this review, I probably wouldn't have wore it all night long, and I wouldn't have got what I got from it the other night. So, yeah, my mind has changed about this. Changed about this fragrance, and I don't know. It's just a nice change of pace. My usual fragrances are stuff like this. You know, the Dylan Blues and the Boss Bottled Intense EDPs. I love those fragrances. Those are some of my favorite fragrances. But sometimes I just like want something different, you know? Just sort of like a getaway from all those other fragrances. And this is it. This is a nice change of pace from all those other fragrances. To me, the accords to this are very woody, very fresh, very green. I can smell those herbs in there. The sandalwood and the dry down. It's just a nice getaway from all those other fragrances. And if you want a nice getaway from what you usually wear, you might want to like check this out. And I suggest all my fragrances that I do, because for one, I don't want you to take my opinion on a fragrance because it's my opinion and everybody has their own opinion. I want you to get your own opinion about fragrances, you know, that you're interested in, and there's only one way to find out what your opinion is. It is, as far as the fragrance, is to wear it. Usually a lot more than one time. So if you want to get away from all those other fragrances, I suggest you get it. You know, it's $11. I'll put that down. $11 on FragranceNet. I'll put that down in the description, so if you want to check it out, you can. And hypothetically, if you don't like it, you can send it to me for a backup, because now that I really know what this fragrance is about and got to know it a little bit more, I'm probably going to be rocking this a little bit more, especially now that it's cool. But yeah, if you hypothetically, if you don't like it, send it to me for a backup bottle. Cool. I might need a second bottle after experiencing this the other night. But is it one of my favorites? No, it's not. It's not one of my favorite fragrances. I like it a lot more than I did because I actually experienced it the other night. But I'm glad I have this because it's a nice getaway from all those other fragrances, you know, that I smell every day. And I don't know. It sort of reminds me of, like, I picture in my head when I wear this, I picture that I am walking in a pine forest and I smell other things other than pine. I smell those herbs and, you know, other things. It's like grassy also. This is considered an aromatic fougere, and fougere means fern in French. And I get that, you know, the fern, the oak moss, the woods, absolutely. It is very aromatic. Aromatic usually sometimes means they add spice and herbs to it, and I absolutely get those herbs in here, you know, especially like an hour or two into the fragrance. Don't get much floral, don't get much of that lavender, but that dry down is very nice. It's got that sandalwood to smooth all those sharp, you know, chords and notes. But yeah, my mind has changed a lot about this. The longevity on me, on my skin, is right around 6 hours, and the projection, it doesn't have a massive projection at all. It's more like, sort of forms a bubble around you like arm's length, which lasts maybe like an hour. But the longevity is about 6 hours, which is pretty good. It's EDT. But yeah, if you want like a nice change of pace from everything else, get this. I'll put the link on where you can get it. Who can wear this? Anybody can wear it. That's my thought process nowadays, is if you like something or want to try something, it doesn't matter what gender or how old you are, wear it. I mean, there's no limits to who can wear this. So, but anyway, this has been actually a fun review to do. I got to know this fragrance a little bit more, and my opinion has changed about it. So yeah, I'm glad I did this. And Ken Williams is the one who asked me about doing this, and I was like, well, I don't know if I want to do that or not, because I don't really care about it that much. But now I actually do. I like it a hell of a lot more than I did. Very freshy, very woody, very pine. It's got a lot of herbs in there, and I'm experiencing things with this that I hadn't experienced before. And the bottle's damn cool too. I like the bottle, pine cone, and it's even got like the little ridges in there like pine cone, and the same for the cap. But yeah, it's a fun fragrance. It's a fun bottle and a fun fragrance, and it's nice to wear sometimes, something a little bit different. So anyway, that's it for my review. I hope you got something from this. I got something from it. I got to know it a little bit more. But anyway, that's it for my review. And I'll be smelling like a woods for the rest of the night, I guess. Some herbs and pine. But anyway, I don't know when I'll do my next review. I'm not going to worry about that. There for a while, I was like, I got to pump out reviews. I need to put out another review. I'm not going to do that anymore. I want this to be fun for me. And if it's not fun for me, it's not going to be fun for you. I doubt it. So I might do another review on something in a day or two, or it might be a couple of weeks. Whenever I think the time is right to do it, and whenever I think it'll be fun, then I'll do another review, whether it be like 2 days from now or a month from now. But anyway, that's it. So get it. If you don't like it, send it to me for a backup bottle. It's $11. Come on, it's $11. So anyway, that's it for my review, and thank you, Ken Williams, for asking me to do this. If you hadn't asked me to do it, I wouldn't do the review, and I wouldn't have gotten to know this fragrance a little bit more. So anyway, that's it. Have a good day, and I'll talk to y'all later. All right, bye.